Warning, we are about to spoil the second half of Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. If you haven't seen the series, or you plan on watching it, then click away now. Or if you've already seen it, or you just don't care, then please stick around.
It's time for Galadia in space! That's the best I got.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette. I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to edit this one because in the recording, we're already at 8.5 minutes. So,
Oh, how do you think I feel with the episode?
yeah, how much do we dick around in that one?
Oh, wait, I can't say that shit.
I'll bleep it out. How much do we dick
Comes
around?
Comes
out tomorrow?
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow, the day after this one.
Okay, yeah, but sorry, how much did we dick around in that one?
That one was like almost 20 minutes of you and Jared just fucking babbling. And that's not counting the ending where I did cut out a good bit because it was just needless rambling.
20 fucking minutes, man. But I'm telling you, we still have a monopoly on those kitchen sinks because the rest of the world doesn't deserve it, man. Anyway.
God, we're in this mood today, folks.
Yes. So, as you probably gathered from the spoiler warning, this is the second half, and I feel kind of bad because in the spoiler warning for the last one, I didn't say the first half. I think I just said Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. So...
Well, then they should learn to read.
Well, all right. So, yes, judging from what I just said, now, it's Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, Part 2. Good times were had with this one. Good times were had.
And also we went quiet. But I think the second half is a lot better than the first, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like the first half, was much more of an introduction to the characters, and it was very much a Monster of the Week thing. But this is when it decided, actually go on with the story and become a little more serialized. So, and when that
not
happened,
that the villains got any better.
No, that is true. But yeah, this is when the plot actually became interesting because while there were still arcs in it, we drew out certain storylines longer than an episode. Sometimes it lasted 3 episodes or 4 episodes. So.
Exactly.
But yeah, I will let you take it away with the summary.
And hopefully the internet isn't a complete cocksucker the rest of the night.
Yeah, it tends to be a cocksucker, so...
And not in, like, the cool way.
Right? Yeah, like the bad way, the negative connotation.
The bitey way.
The bitey way. Don't even fucking remind me.
Okay, I didn't know I would get what I paid for with Chip and Dale, okay?
Oh, I'm not going to say that on air. Okay, shut up, brain. Let's just go with it.
Go for it.
No, I don't want to go for it.
Fair enough. Okay. So last time, we were looking for a lab that Sylia's dad had because it had a secret thing in it. It's Alma.
It's basically Alma.
It's Alma from Fear. But they do find it. Nene is still at the police force pouting that she was lied to so much and all that jazz. But they do find it, and Sylia is like, hey, I know you found it and we could dig to it right now, but let's not just come back. No, seriously, come back. You better come back. And then they do.
Yeah.
And then Lena and Pris, who are still working, come back, and they're like, okay, we'll do this tomorrow. Celia's a fucking liar, and goes down there herself to finish this. But also Mason knows. I forget how he knows, but he knows.
The man knows.
So Mason's men are basically following right behind Sylia, who does make it to the lab, and Mother and basically a mother brain style container is there. A lot of video game references today.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to destroy this. So she tries. She tries her damnedest and kind of succeeds.
Because her whole plan was to, because, like, you know, you can't destroy it with that type of microwave gun or something, but she uses the power from the thing in space to actually accelerate it and basically try to fry her.
Yeah, in this world, there's, like, basically a bullet train in the atmosphere that can get you around the world in less than a day.
The skyhook, that's what they call it.
Skyhook, yeah. And she takes the power from that, microwaves the container in hopes that it will kill the thing inside. It's Ulma. Mason shows up saying she can't do that. She does. And the rest of the team shows up. Did Nene show up for this? I forget.
No, it was just, I believe it was just Pris and
Lena.
Lena, yeah. Because their 3 hard suits got destroyed.
No, all their suits got destroyed, so Nene does show up.
No, yeah, you're right. Nene does show up. Yes. This was because, yeah, okay.
They all show up, and the melted metal, like, goes into suits and almost turns the suits rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, everyone is able to eject in time, but not in time while Mason goes up to the container, where it turns out there's a little girl inside. It's Ulma. Her name is Galatia.
Yeah.
Galatia. I'm going to say Ulma because Galatia is odd and hard to say.
Yeah.
And she's just Ulma because she even has an army of clones and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, the parallels are very, very obvious.
But Mason steals Ulma. The rest of the crew has to just kind of bail because the cops are there, and even Leon shows up catching Pris and is like, you know, it's kind of odd to find you down here when we heard the Knight Sabers were here.
And you're there in nothing but, you know, this really skimpy clothes in the middle of the underground.
Thankfully, they won't get more skimpy. Oh, wait. But needless to say, Leon catches on. But, Ulma, or Galatia, my brain wants to choose one or the other, and it can't. Galatia has control of anything that's technology.
Yeah.
He can literally turn guns on you, like turn your gun into goo, and then it just tears you limb from limb. Cars are to her whim, and all the boomers are to her whim, not limb. Which is not good for Maki, because Maki can also be infected by her.
Except he doesn't really go boomer, she more just kind of possesses him.
Yeah, it just possesses him. But luckily, one quick pep talk gets her out of there. I'm sure this will never come up again. But also, due to being in the suits, I think that's the reasoning they give.
Yeah.
Due to being in the suits so long, everyone gets memories from Sylia on stuff that has happened, and also gets stuff from Galatia on what had happened.
Because I think the explanation later on is that, you know, you sync, quote unquote, with your hard suits, and you have to kind of have the right, you know, mental and body capacities. And, you know, it's basically the electric neurons from your brain syncing with the electricity from the suits. But the reverse can also happen, and it can plant memories in your head, is what they were saying.
Yeah. Sylia, due to this, goes into a coma, but wakes up and explains that they aren't the first Knight Sabers.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another group of Knight Sabers, and they all fucking died.
Yeah, because that's when she realized, you know, they were kind of just people in suits, and they didn't really have the capacity to sync with the suits.
Yeah, and also the suits are based off of Celia's younger memory, so they have to be able to sync with her.
Yeah.
Which, it's not explained why they're able to, other than they're women.
Well, they're women, but presumably the other ones were women as well. But they couldn't, you know, they couldn't sync with it. They had to be like, I don't know what the explanation is there. It's like you have to be able to sync with her or understand her or something. I don't know. Maybe they were just complete assholes and had no sense of empathy.
Oh, there was a joke there, but I'm being nice.
Yeah, all right.
But Pris leaves. Pris is pissed. about this that almost like completely rhymed. At Boomer Patrol, the police or whatever, the AD police or what are they?
It's
ADP?
yep, that's right. It's the AD police.
Yes. The AD police go on strike because even though boomer attacks are getting worse, the police are like, we don't need the AD police anymore, so we can just move everyone into the normal police force.
And then Leon was like, but I was already part of the normal police, and that was stupid.
That was dumb, and I hate it. So everyone's out on strike except for Nene and kind of the higher-ups who just never leave, like the police chief.
Mm-hmm.
And Galia is messing around with her powers and is able to control every boomer in Tokyo and sends it to attack the police station. Well, the AD police station.
Well, it was the boomers that were being held underground in confiscation.
Oh, right. All the rogue boomers that were being held in storage, basically.
Yeah, she's able to reactivate them.
Night of the Living Boomer. Oh, no.
Pretty much.
Oh, wait. Sorry. They're not boomers anymore. I jokingly called them Zoomers, but they're called Voomers.
That's not till later, though. They don't call them that until I think the end of that arc.
Well, I can call them it now. So
because they say at the end like the Voomer phenomenon or something.
Because they're voodoo boomers, I guess.
So stupid.
But basically, the people inside the police station are being attacked. They try to get everyone else's attention. Eventually, Lena gets word. Leon, I forget why Leon. I think Leon just realizes, oh fuck, something is definitely up there.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's because the chief's daughter called and said, I haven't seen him for several hours.
Oh, right. Chief's daughter calls and is like, I haven't heard from my dad. That's kind of odd. That is odd.
Yeah, because he apparently always answers his phone and never ignores family or whatnot.
Also, Pris stops being pissed and comes back with the motorcycle. Do you remember the motorcycle that I mentioned for like one episode back in the last half? Yeah, it's back now.
Yep.
Pris goes it and basically saves the day using the motorcycle, but also loses the motorcycle, but she'll get it back later anyway, so this detail kind of doesn't matter. But the Voomers take over the police. Well, they almost take over, but then due to liquid nitrogen, they all go kablooey. However, this doesn't stop basically a Voomer apocalypse in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're good.
Everyone is evacuated except our main heroes and a couple of stragglers that we will find later.
Mm-hmm.
But freaking Galatia is just killing anyone in sight. And the Voomers are even fusing together to make giant Voomers. Like they have to verse one that comes out of a parking garage and has fused with every car that was in there.
Yep.
Luckily, Nigel invents a new suit where, because it's an upgrade suit, they now get to be naked instead of wearing basically a leotard, I think I'm trying to think of.
Yeah. They have to be naked because there's like goo that has to go and form.
Yeah, sure. It's totally not, because this show gets a bit more sleazy near the second half. But yeah, they're now naked, and the suits are 10 times more powerful, so battery life isn't an issue until we write it in as an issue. And also the suits can reform in different ways, but this is only used like once.
Yeah.
They defeat a worm of worms. Pris starts making the moves on Leon, and we find out that the super cool motorcycle can also turn into basically a second suit for Pris. So she's like in her battle suit, and then there is another suit.
Which is stupid as fuck, but awesome.
God, I hope it doesn't get dumber. And let's keep going. Galia sends a bunch of boomers to the Knight Sabers HQ. That gets basically overrun. Maki is infected by Galatia again.
Yeah. And again, it's
But
not
this
really infected, it's more possessed by Galatia.
Correct. And she is basically deleting his memories to make him a hollow shell so she can use him.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Borg. Also, we learned that Galatia, she might be going into a bad, because we try to go to the main place where Mason's headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Mason is now just a statue on the outside of his building.
Yeah, it's like some fucking Resident Evil ass shit. So
yeah, he just got what he deserved. We try to fight Galatia. It doesn't work out well, and Galatia goes to space because she's going to infect what was it called? Shit.
The yeah, the big satellite thing.
Fuck, they say it like 6 times. Son of a bitch.
Do shit.
Umbrella.
The umbrella. That's it.
The umbrella, which will basically allow Galatia to nuke the entire world.
Yeah.
Because like she fuses with the building they were trying to fight her in, and she just rockets up into space.
Mm-hmm.
The US tries to nuke her, but she instantly destroys it through a bit of I'll just call it hijinks for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Through a bit of hijinks with the skyhook, the Pris, Nene, and Lena are able again to space to make their way to Fighter. Oh wait, no, this was outside the building where Maki sacrifices himself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on. Going back before space. Galatia has like this force field of nanomachines, and everyone gets stuck in it, but through his last bit of strength, Maki is able to fire basically an orbital laser from their bus and take out the shield, so they're able again the building. They basically lose that fight. Galatia goes into space. Okay, we're back to where we were.
Yep. You got this.
America tries to nuke Galatia. It doesn't work. The UN was going to keep nuking her, but since it didn't work, they're like, okay, we don't want the boomer infection to spread, so we might just nuke Japan if this isn't solved quick enough.
Presumably, presumably to get rid of the boomers that are there, because they might be only in Japan. I don't know.
They're dumb. It's a very dumb plan.
I mean, it's the Americans. What did you expect?
Very fair. Galatia is going to go try to fuse with, I just said the fucking name.
The Umbrella.
Umbrella, thank you. Resident Evil, Umbrella, got it. Umbrella, which has a tactical nuke laser on it.
Of course.
And you may be asking, why doesn't America just nuke that so that way Galatia can't get to it? Shut the fuck up.
We have to have our finale in space.
In space, yes. They get on up there. They have to fight a dark version of their suits. Lena and Nene, during the final assault, get kind of hit off and are going to basically be sent straight to Earth and burn up in the atmosphere, but luckily with the last bit of energy transform their suits. Well, since the suits are boomers, they give the suits free control, and allows them to turn into a certain like dolphin shape. I don't know why. That allows them to fall to Earth without immediately burning up in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
This leaves Pris to fight Alma. Yeah, I've changed the name multiple times. Fucking eat me.
And not in the good way.
In order to get up there, by the way, they needed to use Pris's super cool motorcycle. And while they were in the skyhook, Pris was like, thanks for your help, I guess. This is kind of weird, because I know you're a boomer, but it's weird. But you were cool, Bike. And then Bike went into space. and Pris is about to fight Galatia, but her battery runs out. Remember, the batteries could run out? They do now. And Pris is like, well, I guess I'm fucked. But then Motorcycle says, yo! And Pris is like, yo! And then she gets in the motorcycle mech. It's like, this might work. But then Galatia throws metal goo. That's the best thing that I can call it.
Yeah.
And it traps Pris in a ball. But luckily, Pris is able to overpower the ball of metal goo and becomes a mech within a mech within a mech. Well, within a power suit.
Yes.
And then she makes a giant sword and stabs it through Galatia, and then Galatia's like, oh, life is precious because it's finite and you could die. It's like, yeah, I guess. My suit's out of power. Oh, I'll help you get back to Earth. And then we see Nene and Lena naked on an island as as energy rains down from Galatia. Maki gets his memory back, so he's not just a brain dead boomer. And we see Pris singing a song in the middle of a desert as she walks around naked.
Yep.
The end.
And that was Bubblegum Crisis, Tokyo 2040. So, where do we
At least a quick summary of it.
So where do we begin?
I don't know.
Yeah, how about with the story? How about let's start with that, because the episodes, like we said earlier, do become more serialized than they were earlier.
Yeah, which is actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
Because it felt like I guess because of the villains, it felt like it wanted to be more serialized, but since they were still doing introductions to the world and characters, they had the Boomer of the Week thing.
Yeah.
But now... Oh, wait, I forgot to mention the summary. The old man dies at some point. I don't even have it written down in my notes. It doesn't matter.
Literally,
he didn't matter.
It's so anticlimactic, it's hilarious, because literally, like, Mason finds out that his fuck bot, or whatever the hell, his secretary bot that he likes to... she is spying on him for the old man. She's like seeing through his eyes, and like he asks her questions like, I cannot give you that because you don't have to clear it. So he just fucking shoots her. And he finds out, so the old man's spying on me. And then I don't know if he sends her to kill him, or if like she went and killed him on his own because she loves him or some shit. But
I think Galatia revived it to send it back because it was pretty dead.
Yeah, because he shoots her in the head and it kind of like twitches, but then he just shoots her like 3 more times in the body or something like that. But yeah, she goes and she like pulls the plugs on the old man, and that's it. He's dead.
He's dead and no one even fucking mentions this.
Yeah. But
I don't even think the main characters knew who he was.
No, that's the funny thing. Like, he saw, like, yes, there's the Knight Sabers, but yeah, they never run into him. The only person that runs into him is Mason, and then he dies from Mason's secretary bot, and that's it. Fucking, yeah. So, and that was the thing I thought too when watching the series. I was just like, wow, that character was completely fucking pointless.
Yeah, if you just had Mason as the villain, nothing would have changed.
That would have been fine. And he has a personal stake in it as well, because he was one of the people at the lab who helped make Galatia. So the only other connection the old man has is that, like, Mason had to go get permission from the old man to use the earthquake device or whatever the fuck they call it to level Tokyo. He's like, yes, it's reached its prototype stage and we can use it if you want. Okay, go ahead. And that's about all the relevance the old man has in the story.
Yeah, he was a chairman of the company that made Galatia.
Yeah, and that's it. That's about it. He's just so fucking pointless. Just, I don't know. I don't know why they couldn't just have Mason as the villain. Maybe they realized, wow, he's too weak of a villain or something. Maybe we need someone more, but they ended up being even more weak. Yeah.
just so pointless.
Definitely the weakest part of the show is the villains. Galatia's fine because she's, the classic omnipotent, or the robot that gains a sentience and goes crazy and tries to take over the world. So
have you watched a sci-fi movie with evil robots? You've probably seen Galatia.
pretty much, and we have that. So, and which is, they're still a better villain than the old man and Mason, but excuse me, but still, it's like I've seen this before. Show. It is cool though how they have their own spin on it, where she just becomes literally a giant robot because she syncs with the tower and then goes into space. That's pretty cool.
That image is kind of silly though, just her going like when she forms the building to be a giant version of herself along the sunset. That looks cool, but going up into space looks kind of silly. I don't know.
When she first started going up, it looked kind of cool because she went up and you saw the debris kind of floating beneath her. But yeah, when she was it was just her silhouette in the sky. It looked a little silly because it kind of looked like a dress.
Yeah, which I guess was the point, but
yeah, still, that was just and honestly, her facial expressions when she was floating around were kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
just kind
but her eyes moving also got creepy.
It did, yeah, because there was a great fucking moment where they're viewing the giant Galatia. That's the one. My brain forgot who it was for a second. But they're viewing.
It's a hard name.
They're viewing her on the screen, and they say, "Oh yeah, she's going towards the umbrella," and then just without turning her head, her eyes just go and look straight at the camera. I was like, "Oh,
spoopy."
She knows.
Actually, sticking on some of the I was just thinking of something, and now my brain's forgetting.
Is it the thing about the tone being a little at times?
No, well, okay, that is some of the problem. Like near the end, like they go really cartoony with the jokes, which I don't mind usually. But there's like with Maki's death, that is a very heavy moment, and also the threat of nuking the entire world is pretty heavy, and then there's really chibi sort of humor going on, and I don't know why.
Yeah, and it does kind of become a little more cartoony in this half, doesn't it?
Yeah, like when they're riding to catch the skyhook, Pris mentions how, I didn't expect you guys to weigh so much, and they both get like angry red marks above their head, like, "Oh, you mean the suits, right?" Yeah, sure, and you actually see them like fly off.
Like that was funny, but the most cartoony like part of that episode was Nene's face just going, like her eyes and mouth just bulged out of her head, which was fucking hilarious.
That's impossible. Those pallets can't go anywhere until the skyhook grabs them, right? Oh my god! Pris, we've got problems!
Oh, now I remember the other thing I was going to say. The sleaze.
Oh, the sleaze.
I think every anime so far that we watch, we've made fun of the fan service. And being fair, I don't care. I don't care if you want... I watched 80s horror movies as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're going to try to sexualize characters, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's still, like, there's some eye rollers, like, we get more shots of them inside the suit, like, it's a black background and you're seeing their facial reaction, whatever. But they're still naked, and there's one moment where Pris is running at super speed, and you see her tits bouncing around. It's like, why?
Yeah, there was no reason for that. It's like, you could have just had her face in that, but you had to show her whole body, didn't you?
Or when the HQ's under attack, because they have to get naked for the suit. They're all standing around naked for like a solid 2 minutes. It's like, cool show, great, awesome. Can we get to the fight?
Yeah, and I think Nigel even points out, he's like, "Hey, are you guys gonna get in your suits? They're gonna break in soon."
Can you guys hurry this the fuck up?
I get fan service, but come on, guys.
It just got oddly more sleazy near the end.
Yeah, and then when they're first putting on the suits, when the goo thing happens, like, they have to get naked, and then I still don't get the fuzz guitar when the fucking thing entered their suits, because it's just like whack, wow, that music in that scene was just.
Oh yeah, the oddly sexual music when they first put it on.
Yeah, I forgot how weirdly sexual that scene was.
I know this was a joke. I actually do I think it's a funny joke, but since it's literally skin tight, Pris points out, because Lena's the first to try on a suit, and Pris points out that her pubic hair is showing.
Because she's like,
through
oh,
the suit.
yeah, because she goes, oh, you're jealous, aren't you? And she's like, well, I'm going to have to shave in a few places. I don't usually, or something like that.
Like, they didn't do a zoom in or anything, but I was like, oh, funny at least.
Yeah, that's a good joke. It's like, wait, you can see it? Maki, when were you going to tell us, you pervert? But yeah, that was a little weird. Anything else negative you can think of, or?
Besides more of just the fucking babbling on philosophy and whatnot.
Like it was okay when Galatea was giving her big old speech about humanity and seeing them litter and all that. That was fine, but it just kind of dragged on, and it's like, you guys are trying to be philosophical, but you're more of an action show. You're at your strongest when it's, ladies fighting rogue boomers.
Yeah, the show never found enough balance in order to have that talk, honestly.
Like, the implications can be interesting sometimes, but like when it tries to go full on, existentialism, it's like, sorry, you're no Ghost in the Shell. Forgive me, but you're no Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, you need a bit more restraint and subtlety.
Yeah, which they didn't have. There were times where I think it was like Mason talking to his assistant where they would literally just stop everything they're doing and just spout existential nonsense.
Or when Mason's talking about like how he has a god complex.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Mason didn't talk to anyone in middle school, so he became a big sad boy and then wanted to become God.
Yeah, he was that much of a loser that he just, that's it. All right. And we find out, too, that Mason's organs were mostly replaced with boomer parts or whatever since he had cancer.
Which is a really bad idea when, again, you go in a room with someone who can make your wristwatch kill you.
Yeah, and you see him like taking off his wristwatch and anything electronic before going in the room. It's like, maybe Mason wasn't the best choice to be the, person reaching out to Galatea.
Couldn't send fucking anyone else in there.
None of those scientists, none of the people working for you. All right.
Oh, there's also the weird thing where Galatea looks like, what's her name?
Sylia. Yeah.
She looks like Sylia. I don't know why.
And she talks like Sylia too in one scene. So
yeah.
Well, again, it's because she was made from Sylia's mind, because the chip that they implanted was...
No, because again, she even points out like there was no reason for her to look like her. So why do I?
Yeah, we don't know. But yeah, because it needed a human mind in order to sync the chip, and then they took the chip out and let it grow in a test tube, and that became Galatea.
It's just like, okay,
yeah,
cool, I guess.
That never really finds its footing either, but yeah,
never went anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's about it for the negative, though, huh?
Yeah,
because the positive definitely outweighs some of the negative aspects. So those are more just, it's a bit out. It's a bit of a distraction, but it's not. It doesn't take away from the awesomeness of the rest of the show, frankly.
Yeah, it doesn't weigh the show down too much.
No, it's something that needs to be pointed out because it is a little noticeable. But yeah, the animation is still solid, even if I did notice a little more budget cuts here because they had to save it, for the big-ass final fight.
Which is 100% fair, and I'm fine with.
Yes, absolutely. It also contains my favorite arc, which was the one where they're all trapped in the police station and just had to survive and get a way out. I love that arc. That was tense and creepy.
Again, I wish they did. I know I said this while we were talking, but I wish instead of sticking with the bitch and rock music that this show has, that I went for something a bit creepier to keep the tension up, but it still works.
Yeah, it still works, and it's still a really solid part of that show. I love those 3 episodes. They're great. And the animation is just also good in that.
just all the creepy fucking robots
Yeah.
and how veiny they are, and
Yeah.
since they were already destroyed, you see like holes and chips in their armor. It's cool.
Mhm. Yeah, because then that was kind of the point, like where the show became okay in my mind to like just, oh, this is a really good show now.
That sucks that it takes till after the halfway point to be like, oh yeah, this is actually really good.
Yeah, but then they decide because they need to introduce it and everything, but then they, like I said, go more serialized, and that's when the show really does become like it's super entertaining.
There is also some funny reads still in this show, or just odd sentences, like when Sylia is in a coma, and she starts to wake up. Instead of saying, "Oh, she's waking up," Pris says, "Her eyelids moved."
Her eyelids are twitching or something like that.
Yeah, it's like you could just say
Thanks.
she's waking up. Who says that?
Also, the random ass fucking line I forgot about that made me die was when Pris and Leon were talking, because they're a couple now, they're falling in love and all that stuff. But they're talking outside of the RV that the Knight Sabers travel around in, and the southern guy is just around the corner, and when she walks away, he just goes, "Ah, loser."
Oh yeah, because she turns down like a final kiss or something.
Yeah, it's just, okay, thanks, asshole. Fuck you.
Yeah, because they find a few more refugees in Tokyo. Loser. Just like, what?
It's such a quick joke, but it's so funny. Also, drunk Lena was fucking hilarious.
I love how she drank like everyone else out.
She's just like going back for it. She's like, "Can you believe it? I did this." Then like this is like she's just like patting the one guy in the head, just like laughing. I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
And Nene's still funny in this in this. I almost said season. In this half of the show.
I love Nene. Nene's great. Again, if we ever do Full Metal Panic, you'll hear her there again too.
Damn it! I don't want to fucking hear her again.
She's great and adorable, and I love her. And you can be quiet.
No, I can't. This is an audio podcast.
Damn it! You're right. Yeah, so that's good. Story's still really solid. Like we said, animation good. Characters are still really well done. Everyone kind of gets a love interest except for Lena, which they make fun of.
Yeah, Lena's just alone,
Yeah.
I guess.
Because Nene has a thing with Maki, and then Pris has a thing with Leon. So, and then, by the way, I love how Wong just kind of bugs off to the country for the rest of the show.
Oh yeah, he just left, didn't he?
He just like, because after that whole thing goes down, he just goes off to the country. Like he said, I think I'll go back to the country where my old folks live. And then that's that. And then Leon's the only one helping them throughout the rest of the show.
Yeah. And also, Pris becomes the main character now. They just hard shift over to her, and Lena kind of... Actually, Lena is not really in the show for a good couple of episodes.
Is she not?
No, like, for the... when the police station is getting attacked, she isn't really around that much.
Oh, yeah, because she's with... Because it more focuses on Nene for that arc. But yeah, Pris comes in and rescues her with Leon. But yeah, actually, Lena stays behind, and the reason is they don't have her hard suit ready yet.
Yeah.
And so she is just behind, like, in the pit with Sylia, and she's just kind of providing support, I guess, because she's there at the end in the helicopter with them. But yeah, for that whole arc, she's just kind of not there, is she? Huh.
Even for the rest of the show, she's kind of sidelined compared to Pris.
Yeah, and we assume just because Pris became the fan favorite, so we're like, okay, in the second half we'll focus more on her.
Which I'm fine with. It's not like both are still good characters. It's just is kind of weird to shift who your main character is midway through the show.
Yeah, that is a little strange.
Also, Pris apparently hates the police, and I'm going to assume boomers as well. She never says why.
Yeah, because they
exactly,
hint at, it's like, why do you hate boomers so much? And she refuses to say. But she says why she hates the AD police.
It's because a rogue boomer attacked near a place she was squatting, and in the shootout with AD police, it shot her favorite music CD.
Yep. I like how you said it's like, if a robot destroyed my iPod, I'd be mad too.
Yeah, I just love how it's the most petty reason, though. It's like, oh no, my CD was destroyed.
Yeah.
It's not like a family member died or anything, just a CD.
Yeah, and she's a musician, so it was like one of her most inspirational songs to her.
But, it's also 2040. You're telling me you can't find another?
Well, this was made in 98 before the advent of, iPods and all that, so...
I know, but are they assuming that reprints of CDs are just gone at this point?
Yeah, no, probably not. Yeah, right?
Did no one tell Press there's such thing as a CD store?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what Leon does at the end of the show. It's like, here is was it this CD?
Oh my god,
I thought there was only one.
Yeah. Or like one of the band members are like, so why don't we sell any of our CDs in the CD store? The what? You mean you don't know?
There's a place where you could buy music.
You're a musician? You're a musician and you don't know this? Nah, man, just roll with the times.
I thought those were coasters.
I thought those were just really cool posters with a bunch of music things on them.
No, coasters, not posters.
No, that's what I said. Coasters with a bunch of bands on them.
Fucking Discord.
Thanks, Discord. Oh, God. But yeah.
Where the fuck were we?
Chris becomes the main character more.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens and that's fine. And she gets, the big climactic final battle. But
I still love how fucking Galadia is just like, oh, death is a natural thing. That's pretty neat.
Because it comes shortly after the really cool fucking one-liner where she's about to defeat her. It's like, now I'll show you the other half of living. Dying! I was like, yeah!
Sick.
But yeah, that finale did get really ridiculous in space, and I loved it that way. I mean, it was kind of the natural place to go, really. Like, how do you top a Godzilla-sized boomer? Just go into space and defeat a giant boomer in space. Come on.
While being a mech within a mech within a power suit.
In hindsight, a very Studio Trigger thing to do.
Yeah. Very Gurren Lagann of them.
Every Studio Trigger production has to end up in space somehow.
It's true. It's always in space.
Always in space. Because, I mean, it's the final frontier. But yeah, overall,
and actually...
Yeah?
I was going to talk about Maki's sacrifice, because that was actually a pretty good emotional moment.
Yeah, that was a really good moment. Go right ahead.
I don't know how... Like, it actually holds the weight pretty well. If only there wasn't the fucking commercial break.
Yeah, it kind of ruins the moment because there's just really well done emotional moment. And it still has the regular sting, though, of like this big, huge guitar solo. It's like, thanks, commercial.
Thanks, guys. You could just cut to commercial. You needed the outro thing.
Yeah, actually.
God damn it.
But yeah, that was a really well done emotional moment. So I liked that.
Because I did also find it sad, just like what he was saying, where it was the last bits of his memory where he was talking to Nene. It's like, I don't really know who you are, but I have a couple of files here that say you're important.
Yeah, like he's like, I don't remember your face or something, but I know that you were somebody important to me. And I'm just like, oh God, no. But yeah,
and then he becomes orbital laser somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, at the end when she explodes and makes the rain go to Earth, she gives him his memories back through the rain somehow.
Hopefully they'll be able to find Nene and Lena on that island wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Bare ass naked. Just in the middle
naked.
of nowhere.
They'll probably find some like leaves or something to cover up with. Some like big palm leaves, make it into a bra or something.
I just hope the suits have tracking devices.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know if it was an island or if it was a coastline, but hopefully a coastline.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, it is interesting how it just kind of ends there. We don't see them get back together or anything. It's just that's where it ends.
Yeah, there is, like, usually there's at least, like, pictures in the credits where it's like, here's them together, here's the sort of wrap-up.
Yep. No,
But no, just ends.
But at least we know everybody is still alive and well.
For now.
Yep. It's the name of the episode, guys. That was a joke. Also, I can't believe that I forgot to mention last episode that all the episodes are references to bands and music.
Japan just loves our music.
Which is fine.
That's how it
I mean,
goes.
classic rock is fucking great, so I can't fault them.
Oh, fuck. Now where?
Well, is there anything else, or is that it, really?
I don't really know, because, like, the action is still really bitchin'.
Hell yeah.
It's over the top fun. Like, I love just I know we've mentioned it multiple times now, but the ending is just so over the top ridiculous. It's great.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It is absolutely a well-deserved finale. It's great.
Even though the comedy can feel out of place at times, it's still cool.
Yeah.
It's still funny.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, the way the characters react off each other is great. So the dynamic there and the humor is just fun. So yeah, still a fantastic show. Just in hindsight, just overall, I still love the hell out of this show. And this show is very underrated because it just flew under the radar of most people. Like, people just don't talk about this one. And when I looked up Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, there was like 1 or 2 pages that said, yeah, this show is underrated or something. It was on like the most underrated anime or something like that.
Actually, with the current thumbnail or background of this episode, I was going to make, because I had over the top of Teller's Place base image to do these things for totally nothing special. Wait for the 100th episode. But I was going to put Nene's helmet on Cameron's head because that's his favorite character, so I thought it'd be cool. Whatever. There are no images, even fan art, that are bigger than like 400 pixels or something.
Yeah. Because I found one I could probably send to you. But yeah, there's not a lot out there. The fact that the only ones we have on the internet are just low-res images, probably just screenshots from the show.
Yeah, which, in case you haven't ever used Photoshop, trying to expand that looks terrible. So now it's just, the helmet's just there on the table.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think even in its home country of Japan, it didn't like do amazing or something like that, because I'm reading here, it says it premiered in Japan on October 7th, 98 and aired weekly until December 23rd, 98. The remaining 12 episodes premiered on January 99, with new episodes airing weekly until the series concluded on March 31st, 99. Episodes 25 and 26 were unaired. And instead, along with the OVAs, they were released directly to VHS and Laserdisc.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So it did bad.
Yeah, it didn't do too well, but like whoever's seen it in hindsight has realized, yeah, this is a good series that should get some more attention, frankly.
I was about to say something and I lost track.
You're good.
Fuck.
Images on the internet, something like that.
Oh, I was gonna say also because like there's not even a Blu-ray release of this. There's only the DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you get a chance to see this, I would say definitely give it a shot. It's fun.
Absolutely. If you're into like, sci-fi and cyberpunk and all that good stuff, absolutely check it out. It's a fantastic sci-fi anime. I still really loved it because, again, I saw the commercial and I'm like, wow, that's Bubblegum Crisis, and watched it and was like, hey, that was pretty damn good. But yeah, from a critical standpoint, I'd definitely give this like a good 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 7, 6.5, something around there.
Yeah, I definitely give it a 7 out of 10, but for personal enjoyment, I'd probably give it a 7.5. It's not an 8 out of 10, but I still love this series. It's great.
I think some of the villain problems play a bit down for me.
That's fair.
But it's still solid.
Yes, absolutely. So, we definitely recommend this show.
And with that is the last TV episode of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, we're not doing Star till next year.
Yep.
And the rest is movies and special-ish episodes.
Mm-hmm. aka topic wheels and stuff like that.
Yeah, top 10 topic wheels and something else we might try. We're seeing where that we still don't even like. Okay, because I used to mention time a lot on when we were recording things. We're recording this the week before it's due. This is probably the closest we've been to record, almost the closest we've been to recording an episode and releasing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think last episode, Bubblegum Crisis, was closer because we recorded that, like, I think Tuesday before the Friday it was due.
Because I was super fucking busy that week, and I literally pounded it out all in one night, just on Thursday, the day before.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be uploaded, and I haven't cut it that close since, like, last year when we were all backed up.
Yeah, so we're kind of a bit close right now. Luckily, things are going to be able to go hopefully easier in November and December.
Yep. So, and then January will absolutely help because that's just what we do in Cinema Roulette. We take January off.
For some, we don't have an actual reason there. It's just a nice time to take a break.
Yeah. Just, it's the end of the year and all that. Or it's the beginning of a new year and all that. And yeah. It just feels right.
But also, do come back tomorrow because we have a Halloween special.
Yes,
so
we do. It's going to be a good one. We're pretty excited for it. You said it's one of your favorite episodes we've done so far.
Oh, after editing it, I'm so fucking happy with it.
So stay tuned for that. We hope you will love it. And happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen.
Merry Hanukkah.
Or whatever the fuck he just said.
Yeah.
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
God, it's so hard to end these fucking things.
God damn it. Justin!
Okay.